Alright, welcome into another Ones Who Live video here on the channel. In this video, we're going to go over what role Pearl Thorne could play in episode 6, so let's talk about it. Yeah, so welcome back to another video here on the channel. I hope this video finds you having a great day. I'm recording this on Monday, just after episode 5 premiered. And yeah, I want to talk about what role I think Pearl Thorne could play in this in the finale. And we're going to go on the basis of this is Rick and Michonne just landing. Maybe they landed in a field somewhat near the Cascadia base, and they're getting one last little smooch in before Rick walks up to the gate and Michonne sneaks in. And I'm thinking, what if, just what if, Pearl were to see this and know who Michonne is? I don't know if that's going to happen, but I am certain that this episode she's going to put together who Rick and Michonne are. Well, she knows who Rick is, but she's going to put together who Michonne is and their connection. And I think that's going to lead to some changes in Pearl, and we'll get into that in this video. That's what this video is going to be about. And of course, I look forward to seeing what you think. I mean, from the shots that we see of Pearl in the most recent, the teaser for episode 6, the finale, she looks like she's on a mission of discovery almost. Like we see her right here, and she looks like she's kind of shocked almost, or she's, I don't know. To me, she doesn't look like the same intense Pearl that we've seen, the last time we saw her. And I think she's kind of softened somewhat. I mean, that's the way I take some of these shots of her. I do think she will at some point confront Rick, and he will confirm what she thinks. That we'll let her know about Michonne, and he's going to let her know about Jadis. He's going to let her know about the threats, and I think Pearl will probably help Rick with whatever this plan is that they have. Maybe even help Michonne get the file. Yet we have to remember, Pearl and Rick have years of being, I guess, friends, and she even refers to Rick as her family when she's talking to Michonne. And before they go to the Cascadia base all together. So, they started as consignees together. They were on the mission together where Rick cut off his hand. They became soldiers around the same time. They trained together. Whenever Thorne received the echelon briefing, she went right to Rick and told Rick about being ranked up and receiving the briefing, and even, told Rick that he would receive it too. When Rick needed help, trying to keep Michonne safe, he went to Thorne, and Thorne helped him. In episode 1, Rick, Thorne tells Rick that when he needs help, that she'll help him, and then she's the one that warns Rick about about Okafor knowing about him and about his home and about Michonne. So yeah, they have a very good friendship. Rick thinks that she's turned, that she's on Bill's side. He said that, maybe not Bill's side. He said that she's one of them now in episode 4. But is Thorne too far gone? Like, is she too far to the other side? We know that she changed after she received the echelon briefing, but is she where Rick thinks she is, or can, would she be willing to help Rick again? Because let's not forget, she understands where Rick is, She was trying to get back home to South Africa to someone that she loved when Okafor found her. And when she realizes that not only has Rick, and he's found this love of his life, or that she found him, that they have a potential, they could have another life, they could go home. And their home is at risk, in danger, and the love of his life is in danger. Would that soften Thorne to the point that she would help Rick escape? And if she does, what does that mean for Thorne? Okay, so the next part of the video, we're just going to take a look at a few images of Leslie Ann Brandt, who plays Thorne. Beautiful woman. You could tell me she's a model, I'd believe it. But just look at these images. In this one, she is very hard, very rigid. Her posture is all like all business. And I know this is where she's given the briefing before they go on the mission at Cascadia to kill the Dolts, and to keep the summit meeting in order. But yeah, she's very hard here. Her face is almost mean kind of looking here. And here she is again. This is during the mission. This is after Michonne has gone against her broken command, and Michonne is off fighting the walkers, and Thorne is very angry. You can tell, like, the very rigidness of her face. Her cheekbones are amazing. Like I said, she's a beautiful woman. But yeah, she is not happy here, and you can just see that her overall expression is just very angry. And this is where she raises the gun to shoot Michonne, and Rick steps in. But you can tell she is very hard here. She's been through a lot, and she has a very, very hard exterior when she wants to portray that way. Now let's compare those two images to this image. This is Thorne again, and look how soft and friendly she looks. Even her posture is different. She's more relaxed. If she wasn't wearing a uniform, you wouldn't even know she. I mean, of course you wouldn't know she was a soldier, but we know that. But I'm just saying, she is just maybe more peaceful, more kind looking here. And I mean, that I could be reaching here, but I think that she is in the we see she's in the woods, but I think she's in the woods where Rick and Michonne are when they're kissing before they go up to the base. And I think she comes across them. I think she catches them kissing, and she puts it together. And maybe even Rick and Michonne tell them what they're doing there. They tell her about the situation with their home, how it's at risk. They may not tell her the plan about taking down the CRM, but I do think that they tell her that they're just trying to get home, and I think she's probably going to help Rick and Michonne. She may even go with Michonne to get the file. I don't know, or she may go with Rick and try to help Rick with his part of the plan. So now let's talk about what this could mean for Thorne. So I think if Thorne does help Rick and Michonne, that she's going to be at odds with Major General Beale. Could he kill Thorne? Could she die in this episode? I think it's possible. I think she could. A lot of the characters in this show they've been good characters, but they've kind of been throwaway characters, meaning that they were just there to get us from one point to the other. That point being Rick and Michonne getting together. I mean, could you imagine being able to get some of these characters back home to like the Commonwealth? And could you imagine like Nat working with Eugene, stuff that those two could come up with together? Or could you imagine maybe scenes with Daryl and Okafor, the things that they could do? And I think we could put Thorne in that group, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they were just for this story, just for the purpose of Rick and Michonne finding each other, and the story that takes place, the whole story that takes place for that to happen. It's kind of like how Virgil was, he was a kind of a throwaway character in the main show, just because his whole role was just to get Michonne to find out what she needed to find out to believe that Rick was alive, and have an idea, like a general idea on how to start going to find him. See, I do think it's very likely that Thorne will die either, in the plan that, like, the execution of the plan that Rick and Michonne are gonna do, or by General Beale for, her part in helping them. Either way, I guess it'd be the same thing. It'd be from their plan, because Bill's gonna take this as her being a traitor, and I guess that she is really, if she helps them. So another way that I could see Thorne's story playing out is that she just goes back with Rick and Michonne, and maybe she's gonna stay with the group, or maybe she's gonna go from there to try to get her way back to South Africa. It's just depending on what the ultimate, like how it goes with the CRM here, and I could see that. I could see that happening. I could see Rick and Michonne saying, just come back with us, and Thorne saying, yeah, I can do that, because she could see that Rick and Michonne found each other, and maybe it's possible for her to find whoever it was that she loved in South Africa and try to get back to him. The other way that I could see this playing out is that maybe Major General Beale dies in this episode, and Thorne realizes that in helping Rick and Michonne, that with getting the file and keeping them, trying to keep their home safe, she realizes that she's been a pawn, and she takes over the CRM, and she's very angry with Rick and Michonne, and she vows to take out their, to take them out or make them pay. And she could maybe set her up for as to be like the villain in season 2 if there's going to be a season 2. So I think the way it's most likely to play out is that she will either die in this episode or she'll go back with Rick and Michonne. So I want to know what you think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. How do you think Thorne's story is going to play out? Do any of these make sense? The theories that I've laid out. Do you think that she is in fact going to help Rick and Michonne, or is she just going to be straight up CRM and maybe have to fight Michonne? I don't know, fight Rick. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'm interested to see what you think. And this is going to be a crazy week. There's going to be all kind of stuff coming out. I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait for the finale, and I know you can't either. Well, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can sub so you don't miss any future content. You can click the box on the left for my 1 2 Live playlist, or you can click the box on the right, and that will take you to one of my most recent uploads. And guys, I will see you in the next video.